Hey everyone, congratulations. We are at, I'm gonna fix that real quick. There we go. We are at the most exciting topic of the day, points. I am an avid proponent for points. My name is Zane. I give out points. I believe that by the end of this presentation, you too will feel similarly to me. If you're a point skeptic, keep an open mind. We can have some Q&A at the end. Let's dive in. All right, so today I will give a rundown of what exactly points are. I will contextualize points in the history of crypto microwork. I will talk about why points are an awesome innovation in the space today, address some of the common critiques, things we can do to improve the future of points, and most importantly, give me your attention until the end of this presentation, and perhaps you too, audience, can earn some points yourself. So, a bit about me. My name is Zane Huffman. I go by Green Jeff online. That's my milady. I have been doing stuff in this space, doing tasks and getting points, getting tokens for a long time. This is me referring people to a Bitcoin Minecraft casino in 2013. And today I also give out points. I'm the CEO at Deimos, which offers orb-free human authentication. And I contribute to Block, where we have some exciting upcoming projects. All of these which have points. So, at a high level, points are a mechanic that businesses can award users, award their consumers for doing some type of engagement. Effectively, you do an activity, you get a unit of engagement. These activities can be attention-based. Come to my talk, download my app, fill out this survey. Or capital-based. Deposit TVL into my protocol, trade on my exchange, use my credit card. Points are one specific implementation of Microwork, so lightweight worker engagements. And what's important to note is points are not a phenomenon that only exists in crypto. We have points in the real world. People love them. We have free Starbucks drinks, airline miles, all kinds of ways to earn points all throughout the world. And they're fun. People like to earn points. Projects benefit from giving out points. I believe they are cool and good. In order to explain why I think points are so important to crypto today, I think it's important to look at the history of microwork in the crypto space. Back in the good old days, 2012, you could put these signatures on your Bitcoin Talk profile, and you would get paid Bitcoin every single time you did a forum post. You would do little things and get Bitcoin. This went like a bajillion X when ICOs launched, because now you could mint free tokens that maybe would go up a lot, give those out for good work done. Of course, in 2020, things went crazy. We got the Uniswap airdrop. We got a whole bunch of airdrops. I'm sure everyone here has had the joyous experience of receiving an airdrop. We invented getting free money for having done a thing. It's awesome. Even better, we also came up with a way that you could take that free money, deposit into a protocol, and get more free money. How could it get better than that? You guessed it, points. To explain why points are an important innovation with where we're at in the space today, it's important to understand why all of those previous microwork metas ultimately faltered. Initially, you were getting paid Bitcoin to do things, and then Bitcoin went up a lot. Instead of this being an effectively free-to-mine currency that you could tip and give out, it was suddenly worth something. That Minecraft casino I referenced shut down because they were giving out 2 Bitcoin every single day to Minecraft players. They decided they actually wanted to hold on to their Bitcoin. In 2016, we realized we could create new tokens, ICOs, and give people future tokens for doing microwork. If those tokens did well, they sold their ICO, they got listed on Binance, those micro workers could have made thousands and thousands of dollars for very lightweight work engagements. This, of course, was abused. People spun up botnets where they were spoofing hundreds or thousands of workers, and scammers used micro work as a way to sell their token without actually intending to pay people out. in 2020, we hit it again. We got airdrops and yield farms. We invented the free money and the free money duplicator. How could this have failed? There we go. Well, a few things happen. One, airdrops are supposed to be surprising. You participate on a protocol. Later, they drop a token, and you get incentivized for having done stuff in the past. This was quickly gamed by insiders. If you're a regular person going in blind, you might get an airdrop, but if you're an insider, you might get most of the airdrop. I'm sure we've all seen instances of this happening before. Also, people started to Sybil farm. They would create thousands of wallets and spoof the same activity over and over again. Real users were no longer getting the good airdrops. And at the same time, Bored Apes were stolen. What I mean by that is those real users pressing buttons trying to get airdrops were also being targeted by phishing attacks. It was less and less expected value to be a regular person farming for airdrops. On the yield farming side of things, the flair and the fervor died out. People were not buying the tokens as much as they did initially. The farmers deposited wherever they would get the highest APY. They sold the tokens. Those tokens ran out, and then the TVL left. At the end of the day, you had airdrops going to not real users and yield farm payments going to TVL that would leave as soon as the money ran out. Fortunately, we have a solution. It is points. Instead of issuing tokens after the fact through airdrops or during the fact through yield farms, issue points for that attention. This is a proactive way to fairly engage activity. Instead of there being surprise criteria, which could be abused, you can tell users exactly what you're looking to incentivize. Users know exactly what they need to do to win incentives, and projects get exactly the type of engagement that they need. Also, TVL is much better bootstrapped with points because there is much more opportunity cost for that capital. You don't get to just deposit in whatever the highest APY is. You need to figure out what protocol you align with, you are passionate about, and believe that your exposure to that protocol will do you well. This enables a much higher affinity between users and the protocol. Generally, with both types of points, attention-based tasks and the capital-based tasks, it's a much better way to get good real users and good real capital that are interested in the longevity and the success of your protocol. Also, it's fun. I've got that's my blast screenshot up there. I roll that wheel every day. There's flashing numbers and lights. It's fun. It's fun to spin the wheel and get those points. That's the Linear Park quest down there. It's very engaging. It's very gamified. It's fun. It's awesome. I love points. And I think that it's a much better way that users can engage with projects, be iteratively incentivized for doing so, and projects can have a more fun, more cohesive engagement with their users. Unfortunately, not everyone agrees with me. Points are very controversial, as you guys may understand. I'm going to address some of the common criticisms. Number one, points are not fair. I think that is totally the opposite. Points are super fair. They are way more fair than airdrops. They are way more fair than yield farms. There we go. Another one I see. This one mostly in regards to where people are depositing and they're locking up their assets. Points are illiquid. I'm forfeiting yield to get a point that might be worth something in the future. First of all, I think it is important that you require a higher affinity to the project you're depositing in. Additionally, there are new mechanisms in the market that get around this. On Pendle, you can separate the point and the yield, and you can speculate on the underlying asset and the opportunity to earn points separately. Whale's Market also allows you to trade points over the counter before the airdrop. It is totally... you're totally able to trade points even if they're illiquid. And more of that is going to continue to happen. I also see people posting on Twitter that they don't like earning points. These are people who post on Twitter to get likes and retweets. I think they are lying to themselves. I think points as a little hit of dopamine is way better than getting a like or a retweet or a follow. I will die on that hill. This one comes up a lot too. Points are not innovative. They exist in the real world. They have for a long time. We did not invent them in crypto. This is a good thing. We know the legal clarity around points. We have the market research that people like to earn points, that it's effective for projects and businesses. This is a good thing. We're not shooting in the dark. And for projects looking to stay above the belt legally, this is much safer than distributing those surprise airdrops. Lastly, this one upsets me. Points are bad because they're centralized. I've created this diagram to illustrate why this upsets me. If you're speculating on a new project that just launched or is about to launch and they don't have a token and a team needs to build the project, you are engaging in a highly centralized endeavor. And there's a lot of ways that the project can screw you over. A project can rug pull you. Even worse, a project can hide an exploit in their contract and they can rug TVL. It is bad if projects put out a points program to get engagement from users and then they decide they're not going to do an airdrop. They sunset the program and the users are not rewarded. That's bad. But in the scope of how new malicious projects can screw you over, it's not that bad. I don't think projects have more faculty to rug users if they have access to points. With that being said, points are not perfect. Here's some ways that I think we can improve the points meta, new innovations to come, so that this can continue to be an important micro-work niche that does not die out like the previous versions. Number one, accountability culture. If projects are rugging users, if they're taking their points programs and axing them or sunsetting them or pretend they don't exist, do not engage with those projects. Projects, if you're offering points, do the right thing. Additionally, we still have a lot of issues around Sybil attacks and the notion that it's difficult to assert that a participant in a project is a unique person. We need to enable the ability to vet users on the blockchain as unique individuals. This enables more nuanced engagements. For example, you can offer surveys to get acclimated to a project, and you can't do a survey 1,000 times. Our project, Deimos, helps to enable this type of proof of humanity. There are others in the space that are working on this as well. I believe that we will have a much better grasp on proof of humanity going into this next cycle. Lastly, be intelligent about how you're offering points. Be intelligent about how you're issuing points. Just because a project has points doesn't mean they're automatically a good project. If someone forks Uniswap and they put points on top of it, it doesn't mean you need to give them your attention. Projects, if you're just looking for getting likes and retweets on Twitter, that's not a good use of points. Get people to use your app. Get people to understand the project and grow out the community. Lastly, this is the most important part of the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Claim this POAP and you will get points. Everyone who claims this POAP will get points for Deimos, which will potentially be good when we launch our token. Also, the projects I'm working on at Block have points programs as well and are also pre-token. Lastly, if you guys want to find me, I'm Jeff the Dunker on Twitter. That's my milady. I'm on TikTok as well if you're on that cursed app. Thank you. I have to leave this up so people can claim it, but if anyone has questions and you're able to shout, feel free. Otherwise, come talk to me down on the side. Thank you.